What is up, guys? ZX here, and with the end of January approaching, I honestly had nothing to play this month. I don't think anything really released this month that I had the chance to play or even that I wanted to play. And plus, you guys still barely kind of know my interest in what games I like to play in general, so I thought I could take this time to tell you the games I'm looking forward to for this upcoming year, for 2021. So I think 2021 it could be great. I'm gonna talk about the games I want. I'm gonna also mention some games that just have my general interest. Not really anything I don't care for that I can name off the top of my head. Who knows, maybe if I can think of one, I'll mention it. Besides Balan Wonderworld, I do not care about that game at all. I hope it gets delayed. I did not enjoy the demo in the slightest. But besides that, I'll also mention some games that, of course, have my interest. I will probably even give some, not predictions, but games I would like to see. So anyways, let's get started. So first off, in terms of games that I'm hyped for, and this is my most hyped game of the year as of right now because nothing else has been announced yet, and that's Guilty Gear Strive. Now, if you play Guilty Gear and you watch my outros, yes, I do love Guilty Gear, and the outro song is from Guilty Gear XX. I got into the series a little bit late though, and since everyone's playing on PC, which I don't have, I haven't really had the chance to play XX too competitively or with too many people online. Same with Xrd. I only have Sign on the PS4, and not a lot of people really play Rev 2 from what I've heard. And Strive just, again, looks phenomenal. I love how ArcSys, with its graphical styles and its art, just, oh my god, it looks so amazing. They did good work with Dragon Ball. DNF Duel looks really great too. I can't wait till that game finally gets its release date trailer, or whenever that's gonna get an announcement for its release date. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, a game I actually do want to play and buy and get into, even though I've never played a Grand Blue game and I know nothing about Grand Blue lore or anything. I just really love ArcSys because their games just look amazing. And then some other games, I would count these in hype from the other section, but I'm not as hyped for these games as Strive, which is, for one, Monster Hunter Rise. Now, I had a friend whose dad let me borrow Monster Hunter World, and I absolutely loved it when I played it. I still need to buy it for myself like I've wanted to, especially since I love Capcom, or I love a lot of the stuff Capcom does, and Monster Hunter World is no exception. I love Monster Hunter World. It was really fun. I like the monster designs. I like how, they're weighty, which is a nice change of pace from games like Devil May Cry or Kingdom Hearts, where the characters don't really have too much weight to them, except for certain instances. So the fact that every character in Monster Hunter is weighty makes when you land hits feel like they have a big impact and it really hurts. The monsters are big and will fuck you up sometimes if you're not ready to fight them. And Rise just looks really fun. It has a bunch of movement options that weren't in World. It looks like it streamlined the gameplay way better than Generations did, because I tried the Generations demo and just couldn't get behind it as much as I could for the Rise demo. My only issue is a lot of my friends don't really play Monster Hunter, which really sucks because that game looks like it would be really fun with friends, and I don't really know 3 other people who are getting it that I can play it with. But if I can, man, I'm gonna play it. I'm already hyped for it at least a little bit. It has my interest. I think it comes out in March, I believe. So who knows, maybe I'll get it. And then the last game I'm really hyped for is the 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, not for the Nintendo Switch, of course. And 3D World is one of the few Mario games I haven't played, mostly because I don't own a Wii U, and I don't know too many people that do unless you're really into Nintendo, or at least were into Nintendo. And 3D World is one of the last few games on the Wii U that need to come over, and I think the last one that does is Xenoblade Chronicles X, which I should probably talk about later when I get into what I want for 2021. But anyways, that's besides the point. 3D World, with its recent trailer, like, the more I think about it, the more, like, I feel like I really want this game. It's gonna have online multiplayer, and that's really nice, but it's Nintendo Wi-Fi, so it's only as good as you can expect. I don't expect, like, anything too amazing. I hope it's good, I hope it works, but again, my expectations on that are low. But even so, I think it's might be a fun enough single player game to play. I absolutely love Odyssey. I love Mario Galaxy. 64, I don't love it as much as I thought I would when I got the 3D All-Stars. It's a pretty fun game too. And Sunshine, I think Sunshine's just okay. Like, I don't necessarily hate it. I don't love it either though. But 3D World seems to be taking some inspiration from Odyssey in its world exploration, at least in the Bowser's Fury portion of the game, and what it seems. I think it's only going to be 3 hours, which is a bummer, but then again, I never played the original game. I guess I can't complain too much since it's still a new experience to me. I've played 3D Land on the 3DS and I loved that, so I don't expect 3D World to be bad. Apparently it's like really good too, even to the people that have played it. And they're speeding the game up too, so it's not even going to be a slow game. It's going to be a pretty fast game. I'll have my time with it. I'll enjoy it. And I mean, this looks nice. You know, it even like graphically looks nice. A lot of Wii U games like look nice, even for like the Wii U. Even like with the Switch and all that, they look good. Like Pikmin 3 looked pretty good. Xenoblade Chronicles X I think looked alright. If I remember, I never played it. Don't know too much gameplay, but I think it looked alright. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be stupid. I'm just talking out my ass at this point. But yeah, those are the games I'm mostly hyped for this year. So on to the next section. Now the games that I'm not necessarily hyped for, but I might still pick up, just depending on my mood and how I feel and all that. And there's really not a game that's a better example than this than Persona 5 Strikers, which I know I'm using Persona 5 footage in the background for this, but I'm not the biggest Persona 5 fan. Now, don't listen to Bulba now. Don't listen to him. He'll say I hate the game straight up. I don't hate the game. I actually really love the game. I don't really love. No, what? Actually, yeah, I do love the game. It's good. Here you go, Bulba. I said it. I love Persona 5. Persona 5 Royal is pretty good. Persona 5, even the original game, it has its issues that I might go into in a later date, but it's still like a really great game. If you played RPGs or you're not really into RPGs, I still would suggest getting Royal. Like, even if you're like, oh, it's long, I don't really care for RPGs, still get Royal. Like, I mean, it might as well. Like, it's probably going to be cheap too. But, well, anyways, this turned into Persona 5. But no, Persona 5 Strikers is really what I want to talk about. And mostly because, like, again, Persona 5, its story, it has its issues, at least for me. And I don't really care about too much about a Persona 5 sequel, since that's exactly what Strikers is. It's not even a sequel technically to Royal. It's mostly the regular Persona 5. But it's a what's that game called? Dynasty Warriors type game, where you go around and you beat up a bunch of enemies, you know, and kill all of them. Like, you get like up into the thousands eventually of just enemies you've just murked. And then also it's like Age of Calamity and Hyrule Warriors and Fire Emblem Warriors. Those games haven't played yet. Even Age of Calamity, I've thought about it. I might get it if I see it maybe on sale for something, which since it's a Nintendo game, it's never going on sale. But so my issue, what I'm scared of when it comes to Persona 5 Strikers, is if it's just gonna be mash X to win. And I know you guys think that's hypocritical since I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan, but that's different. Shut up. But like, I'm afraid it's gonna be mash square and then mash it, do cool move, and then go to the next area, do it again. only this time it has the Persona 5 flair and its style. And I haven't seen the trailers yet. I think there's still social sim aspects, but I don't remember. I need to watch the trailer to be honest. And I think it's gonna have something with cooking, maybe. I think I saw a screenshot of something like that. It's gonna have new characters for the Persona 5 canon. There's this one, I think he's a detective type dude. I've seen him in like the intro and stuff. I don't know much about him either. I saw one joke with the Jack Frost though. So, yeah, I don't know. I might get it. I might get Strikers. My Bulba, again, if you're watching this, he might just annoy me to the point where I just give in and buy it anyway. Since he loves Persona 5. He's the only reason I bought Royal, by the way. So, which reminds me, I completely forgot this game was coming out this year. In fact, it's coming out in a couple months, I believe, in like March, right? Which is Shin Megami Tensei 5. Because after I beat Persona 5, I really wanted to play the Shin Megami Tensei series. Honestly, more than I want to play the Persona series, because Persona is just a spinoff. And I want to play Nocturne. Nocturne HD is supposed to be getting localized later this year, sometime, whenever Atlus decides to stop being vague and tell us. And I heard it has issues, so they might be wanting to iron out the kinks and the issues for Nocturne HD before it's out in the West. But who knows, maybe it'll come out and still not be up to par. But now, Shin Megami Tensei 5. All I know when it comes to Shin Megami Tensei is that it's essentially Persona, but dark. Or like, really, really dark. And more religious and all that stuff. So it's kind of intrigued me with it. Because I want to, like, just go in. I don't know how deep the combat is in a typical Shin Megami Tensei 5. Or a typical Shin Megami Tensei game. Since Persona 5's combat, while being good, it's good combat. It's just a little bit on the easy side. Except when it comes to bosses, of course. So I'm just curious about, like, what all will the combat for Shin Megami Tensei 5 do, or SMT5, we'll call it that from now on. Because Final Fantasy X, I'm really loving that combat. I started that game up a couple weeks ago. That game has great combat. Same with Final Fantasy VII. Great combat. So I've never played, like, or at least none of the modern ones. I played a bit of the first one and I got lost and I didn't know what to do. I really want to play Nocturne. I might hunt down a copy of 4 and 4 Apocalypse for the 3DS once those games stop being expensive as hell. So, like, I don't know, I'm just... And then SMT just has so many spin-offs. Like, there's Tokyo Mirage Sessions that came out last year, or 2019, or whenever it came out. And I don't know if that's similar to how SMT plays. So, I'm hoping SMT5 will at least make me feel like I should want to play the rest of the series. Like, maybe you'll get me hyped up for Nocturne HD more than I am wanting to play it, because I do want to play Nocturne. All I know is that Nocturne is really hard though. And I can't really think of any other game I'm particularly excited for right now. Not at the moment. This really just became the Atlus part of the video, unless I can think of something. Because again, we're early into the month. Oh yeah, Resident Evil 8. That's coming out this year. Okay, I don't really hate Resident Evil, and it's not like nothing against it. I'm interested in Resident Evil Village, but not necessarily hyped for it. I'm playing through RE7 right now, as well as RE4, and I really like RE4, and I'm really liking RE7, but not enough to where I'm hyped for Village. And then the same for Resident Evil 2 Remake. I want to play 2 Remake, I want to play 3 Remake. I want to just play a bunch of the RE games, because I'm not too familiar with the games in general. It's not like Devil May Cry where I've played a majority of I've played all of them in the main series. I just haven't beaten all of them. I've only really beaten 4 and 5, and I'm on my way to beating 3. So if a DMC 6 was announced, I'd be more hyped for that, if you know what I'm saying. So, but I am interested. If I do end up getting a PS5 like I want to, I will definitely pick up Village. Village is a game that's on my radar right now, especially because of the, you know, the vampire lady. But other than that, I really can't think of any other games coming out this year that's been announced yet that I can mention. So now we'll just go into games I would love to see announced with how crazy or realistic they are, and I just won't even care about it because who cares? The companies I want these games from definitely don't care about these games anyway. So on to the next section. Alright, so for this section, I'm just going to kind of go through it. I'm going to probably explain a couple of these, but not too in-depth. This will just be games I want to be announced this year, or that I think might come out this year if they don't have a release date yet. And the first of those games being Final Fantasy 16. I don't know if that game is coming out this year. I think it's going to come out next year though, along with whatever the new Kingdom Hearts game is. Though if it comes out this year, I won't necessarily be surprised. I am hyped. I'm super hyped for it though. Like, Final Fantasy 16 has the DMC5 combat director, and it looks so good. That combat looks godlike. So I can't wait for that game. Another game, fuck, what's coming out? What else has been announced, bro? Literally, I cannot think of another game that's been announced for this year. So I'm just gonna start talking about random junk, like Jet Set Radio 3. Love that that game was announced. Same with Rhythm Thief sequel. Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure on the 3DS. It's a really great game, and barely anybody played it. So if you have a 3DS, play it right now. It's great. I love it. Marvel vs. Capcom 4. I kind of want that a lot. I hope Capcom makes it. Probably not. If they do, I hope it's not ass, but I don't think we're getting that anytime soon, sadly. Anything Dragon Ball FighterZ related, to be honest, I will be down with. Being DLC characters or fighters too. I'm down with either or. I love just fighters in general. And then Gravity Rush 3, PS5, Spider-Man 2, Space Channel 5 Part 3, a new Monkey Ball game. Oh, actually, an actual good Sonic game from Sega. Please, like, I mean, I would like a Boost Trilogy remaster in the same vein as like 3D All-Stars, where it's just unleashed colors and generations, and they're in like full HD remastered. They're 60 FPS. They look nice. They changed up some of the gameplay stuff for Unleashed. Like, and then bring that into current gen. I'd love that, honestly, and on the Switch. Metroid Prime HD Collection. I would really, really love and appreciate that. I really want to get into Metroid Prime. I wouldn't mind a 2D collection either, but then again, we already have Super Metroid and Metroid 1 on Nintendo Switch Online. So that's kind of unnecessary if you ask me. And that's pretty much all the games I would want out of this year. Like, I can't really think of much. Like, I'd love just a new Versus game in general. I'd love more Square stuff. I'd love if we got news on Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 or whatever that's going to be called, but I highly, highly doubt that. I don't expect that till around next year. And we're not getting Kingdom Hearts news until next year, pretty much. Where I think it might be Kingdom Hearts 4. Maybe not. So who knows? This year could be crazy. I hope it's crazy. But like, again, I don't expect too much crazy stuff. But who knows? I've been proven wrong time and time again. I would like to thank you guys for watching this video, of course. I would really love it if you guys liked and subscribed and all of that junk, you know, the typical YouTube business. Please comment down in the comment section what games you're looking forward to for this year, like what you're hyped for, what you might pick up, what you think I should pick up. I know I didn't mention Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, which I really should have. I just kind of forgot to until now. But that game looks really great. It's a Jet Set Radio spiritual successor. I can't wait. I need it. I need to buy it. I need another trailer. Hideki Naganuma is making the music for it. It's gonna be great. I can already tell. But tell me what you're looking forward to. Maybe I completely overlooked even more games that are coming out that I might be interested in. You can give me like stuff you think I should play, or in fact, like, tell me what you think we could see in 2021. This year could be as crazy as 2020 was, because 2020 was also a pretty crazy year when it came to game releases. But anyways, I've been DeadX, you guys have been great. Please, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.